You need to move over here.
Oh.
That way they
Let me
can
see.
see everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pick
Oh,
this
it's
thing
on.
out. We are live.
Okay, that's camera up there.
Yeah, that's the camera.
All right.
Where's
Who
this?
wants
Oh,
to
the
click
next.
notes?
Okay, I can take them, but I don't know
All
how
right.
well they'll be.
Make a motion to start the meeting.
I'd second the motion.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Yep.
I guess we do pledge allegiance
Yep.
next.
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let me pull up. You pull up last month's agenda.
This is awkward now with the camera on.
After July 1st, everybody has to.
Oh no, it's just awkward.
These are your speakers. So
Oh my God. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I got one of the agendas from last time, so we
Here, you
can
do.
follow that.
you just got the agenda from the last meeting.
No. Yes.
One of them we can follow it.
All right. So list of members in attendance. Adam Fisher, chairman, here.
Tanya Rankin, vice chair here.
And Rebecca Cohen.
And Julie Hayes. Julie is absent. Julie Dixon is absent. Okay. Listen, okay. Adoption amend the agenda. I guess what we got basically is kind of continuation from last month. Really, nothing really got changed or anything. So, has anybody saw the agenda?
I make a motion to accept the agenda.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. The agenda has been approved. Okay, confirm the minutes from March 20, or the last month's meeting on April 25th. Let me look for from April, not March. Let me see, I'm trying to find Julie. Sometimes a lot of Julie's message stuff gets sent into my junk. Does anybody have a copy of the minutes handy at all?
From last month?
The minutes,
Oh, that might be behind that. Is that it?
this is March 27th.
I don't have a
April.
copy of the minutes.
No, I don't either.
So we can't vote on it.
Yeah, I can't vote on that. I'll have to table that till the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, election officers, which already taken care of that. Public comments. Anybody got anything outstanding that they know of that needs to be brought up?
Any public comments?
Is this our turn?
Yes. Come up to the podium. We have to have, because everybody out there don't know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you're live.
You'll just need it back.
Yep.
Don't be nervous.
Good evening.
And
Good evening.
My name's Molly Hagman. I'm with the animal shelter. How we doing?
Good.
So I have, since the animal shelter is moving forward, I am now getting made aware of a lot more issues going on in our county. So I just kind of want to bring it to your all's attention as well, and see if what we can do. The first one is in Cannleton on Bell Hollow Road. Evidently, this has been going on for about 2 years. Two German Shepherds, and the owners were going to breed the German Shepherds, but then something happened. Not sure what happened, but something happened. Well, now the neighbors are not cohesive with one another, and they don't want the dogs. However, dogs being dogs, you introduce this, and now guess what that dog wants to do?
Right.
It wants to go be friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want it. And there's been threats made, and this situation is escalating to the point where the last time, so this dog has been at the shelter 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
The last time that it was at the shelter, the neighbor shows up at the shelter cussing and threatening. I'm not having that.
No.
That will not happen. That may have been what happened in the past. That will not happen present day. So I'm not happy about that.
Did you call law enforcement
They were there.
when this happened?
They were there.
Okay,
He was telling law enforcement
okay.
and my worker. That's the part that upsets me because my employee was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was not. I mean, if I was there and you want to act a fool, that's one thing. But when it's my employee, I got to ensure their safety as well.
Mhm.
That's what I have a problem with. So I just want to make you all aware of this situation and that it's escalating.
Mhm.
And that, I mean, this neighbor has taken this dog out of state and dropped it different places, and the dog has came back. It's a crazy story.
Where's Bell Hollow exactly? It sounds
Behind the
familiar.
ballpark.
Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's not to get off your subject, but that's crazy because I had a friend that lives up around that area. His dog was shot on May 4th. He called the law and they said they couldn't do nothing about it.
Did he know who shot it?
He's pretty positive it was a neighbor, but can't say for facts.
It's the same one.
But yeah. And
That's what I'm afraid is going to happen
yeah.
with this situation because it's escalating.
Yeah.
Has this gentleman been fined?
Yes. So this dog has also been to Harrison County. So when we had the contract and the
Mhm.
dogs were going to Harrison County, this dog has been to Harrison County 3 times.
If
So-
they don't want it, how come they keep getting it?
They do. But they don't want it in their house.
And they don't want to keep it confined.
They don't want to keep it confined. And the last time I was up there talking to them, I said, what about a pen? What about a pen?
What about an electric fan? The
We've
base.
talked about the electric fence. I said, guys, we got to do something.
Yeah.
Because we cannot just let.
This
I
keep-
understand that they don't live right in Candleton. They live kind of
Right.
out, but
Mhm.
still they're in,
The
Yeah.
city limits.
right. And you can't.
Just let them run.
So I'm trying to work with these people
Yeah.
to come up again.
But see,
I would
that's not
rather
even
come-
your job to have to do that.
Well,
But I appreciate
we got to come up with
we got to work
solutions.
together on getting this.
Right. And let's come up with solutions versus
Absolutely.
because if I go in hot,
Right.
I'm gonna have a shelter full.
Right.
Perry County's fine.
Well, and I hate to say it, but when this all comes to a head, you're probably going to it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, I know.
And I think we're all
because
aware of that.
because it's been without for so
We've
long.
let it go so long.
So we're gonna play catch up for a minute, and
Right.
I know that going into it, and I know you all are aware
Yeah.
of it too. I just want to make you aware of this situation because again, I'm not animal control.
Right.
I can't. And I'm getting calls. Okay, so like I get a call every day.
Oh,
I got a
yeah,
call or a message last night about a dog that's on the corner in Tell City, and I went and checked on it. Do I agree with everything? No. Would I have it on a tether 24/7? No. Do I think that's right? No. But there's the laws are not stated that that can't happen.
Yeah.
So the dog had water.
Hmm. That's surprising.
It was.
This incident in County, the neighbor that
Mhm.
has the dog that keeps going to the other neighbor,
Mhm.
the other neighbor over here, do they let their dog out?
Mhm.
Do they just
But
let it run?
their dog don't leave the yard. It's trained and it knows.
Oh, so
Now, if there's another dog and that dog is not supposed to leave the yard, are they out there with it?
I'm gonna say,
Is it making
They
its way to the
probably
neighbor's
are.
property?
huh?
It is making its way to the neighbor's property.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's a good ways. It's not just
Yeah.
when we say neighbor, it's not next door neighbor.
Have you
It's down the road.
suggested maybe they get it fixed? Because that
The
would,
male,
yeah, or if he both.
the female is fixed.
Okay.
Now, that
And that's-
belongs to the neighbor that has the dog that
Wants them to quit coming.
Yeah, the female's the one
Fixed.
that's the neighbor that's showed up on the animal shelter.
Okay.
They have gotten it fixed.
Yeah.
So in their eyes,
They've done.
they
their
feel
part.
like they're good because we got our dog fixed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't want it anymore. And I said, that's not the way it works.
you have to contain your dog on your own property.
Mhm.
So again, I'm just concerned of this escalating. And I am offering up help in getting this dog fixed.
Mhm.
Um,
But will they consider it? Has it
yes,
been
they,
mentioned?
they are now. I
Okay.
don't think they were before, but they are now.
This is the one that goes and visits, or the one that,
The one that goes and visits is the male.
Is the one,
okay, it's been fixed.
No,
that's the one that's
No,
not
That's
fixed.
the one doing the visiting,
explain
okay.
Yeah.
that now. Okay.
the one that wants it has not been
Yeah.
fixed. So yes, he's going and and not to say that getting it fixed would stop that.
Yeah, because dogs are gonna be dogs.
Yeah.
It's already
They're
got
gonna
the
go-
roaming instinct. in
Yeah,
it.
they're gonna go play, they're
Right.
gonna,
I think it would drastically help, but they
Yes.
still need to do something to.
it seems as though there's animosity between the
The
neighbors
neighbors.
themselves and
Yeah.
not the dogs.
Dogs are caught in the middle.
Right.
You got it. And I think there's more. I know there's more to this story than I am being told, but
Yeah.
I'm just getting bits and pieces as the times have.
Okay.
I mean, have come in with them coming in. So I just want to make you all aware of it because it is escalating.
Now, this dog you say has been at this Perry County Shelter for how many
4.
times? 4 times. And they come get it.
Mhm.
Do they have
Are
to
they
pay
being
anything?
charged?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
You get in someone's pocketbook and they're gonna,
Well, we haven't yet. Okay.
4 times.
And this
way
and this
too
is and this is part of an issue too that I've got to work on
Mhm.
with our police department. So 2 of the times they have came and released the dog to them,
Mhm.
and I didn't even know.
many.
So
That
I
can't
come
be because those
so I
dogs
come
are in
back
your
to the
control.
shelter,
Yeah.
If they're at that shelter, they're in your control.
Yeah.
but they still have the access to that gate.
That's
It's that again, like I said, that's something
That
that
has to
I
stop.
have.
Yeah.
right.
I
So do you have
100% agree.
do you have something written up like with your fees and what's going to happen? Like if you want your dog back, it's this much. You have all that.
Yes,
Okay. Good. So
but I hadn't been.
enforcing it just yet.
I hadn't been enforcing it. Number one,
Right.
because
Not fully open.
right,
I understand.
and I just didn't want. well, you're not open and you're charging me money.
Right. Well, when that comes time,
But I
understand.
understand, but
Keep that-
There's
they'll
still-
make- they'll make sure they'll-
Well,
Still
and that-
ordinances in this county.
Right.
that too, them saying,
Right.
well, just forget it out.
But you've got stuff in place, so when we do open, then this is how it's gonna be.
Correct.
I'd say if this dog showed up again, he should be
Yeah,
fined.
yeah,
Oh, he was going to be last time, but
officer.
he got let out unbeknownst to me. And
So-
then when I returned, the dog was gone. So once the dog's gone, it's kind of a mute
Is
point.
that just Cannleton Police that has access to
No.
that? It's all the police departments?
Mhm.
County, city, everybody.
Mhm.
I would let the
All,
city officers and city accountant know that you do not release any dogs without my permission.
even if you have to put a note on that kennel,
Once it goes in that kennel.
yeah,
they-
no
kick it
dogs,
out.
yeah, or let loose
Right,
without my
before-
authorization.
Right. Before
Right.
it was one thing, but I'm there now. And
It's getting to be a nuisance to you.
Yeah,
well, yeah, because I show up and I'm like, okay, well,
Well,
where's such and such?
it's
And-
undermining her authority over that, what no one else wanted to mess with, and she's taking it over. She
I
ought to
would
have say
call
so.
Chief Hall
Yeah,
and tell him to tell his deputies, do not release any dogs unless you're contacted.
Yeah, 'cause that dog's been in there 4 times. That's money that could be going
And
towards
then-
the shelter.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Well,
even the sheriff's department and who's the chief in Tell City?
Lauren.
Derek,
Yeah, I'd get a hold of all 3 of them and
Right.
tell them to make sure that it's known.
Once it goes in, it can't come
Yeah.
back out.
without your authorization.
Yeah.
I will. And it's
Yes,
It's
Absolutely.
been the one, it's been Cannleton, but the other ones are, but I'm gonna work on that. I've just, I've had to have my cool off period
Well,
because it's aggravating.
yeah, it's
Yes, it is.
aggravating.
Especially this early in the game.
Yeah,
yes.
Well,
It's
correct.
just showing other
Yeah.
people that they can do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to end.
yes.
Well, speaking of,
We can talk about Mo.
since you led into people and people know what to say
Mhm.
and to get out of trouble, and that's not right. So you want to talk about Mo,
Come ahead up here.
or you want me to talk about Mo?
I can do it. I got the initial. Well,
Okay.
you got the same message.
You are,
Ann Kessinger. I'm with the Humane Society.
okay,
So I received a Facebook message from a girl who was trying to get rid of her dog by the next day.
the
The
next day.
next day. She lives on Mozart Street.
Mhm.
I told her the shelter is not open yet. The Humane Society is not
Animal shelter.
an animal shelter. We don't have a facility. I said, if you give me a picture of the dog, best I can do for you is post his picture on Facebook and see if anybody's willing to take him, or you can check with surrounding shelters.
What's the cat on it?
She said, we don't have a picture. And I said, where is the dog? She said, it's in my old garage. And I said, okay, well, is somebody taking care of the dog? She said, yeah, we've been stopping in to check on it. And so there were too many red flags in that conversation for me. I asked for the address and she gave it. So Molly went to check on it and then I did. This dog was living in a garage. It looked like it had been living in the garage for a long time. You could smell the garage from the street. Just feces and urine everywhere. Dirty, dirty dog. We looked in there and it did not have food or water. It was living in the garage. So the next morning, after we discovered the dog no food or water, I called dispatch and told them I showed them the Facebook messages. I showed them everything. They gave us permission to take the dog. The only water that it had in it is the water that Molly had left for it the night before. And it was Officer Allen and
And Sergeant Beaver.
Beaver.
Mhm.
So they were there. They witnessed the conditions.
I have the cat on here.
Yeah.
So I guess I told the girl, I said, hey, I came to the address that you gave me. The dog does not have food or water. The police are giving me permission to take it. I said, if you have any questions, talk to Officer Allen. I'm out of this now.
Right.
So we took the dog down to the shelter, very underweight, very underweight. Long grown out nails. We gave it a bath, sweet dog. But we then got the report probably 2 days later, a copy of the report that the charges had been dismissed
Mhm.
because the girl had told the officer that she had been there just a few hours before Molly had discovered it without feeder water.
Dismissed by who?
333 has decided to not pursue criminal charges with the prosecutor's office due to the fact that the subject had made an attempt to get Perry County Animal Shelter to take her dog.
The one that's not open yet.
Yeah, the one that's not open.
Mm.
So whoever,
Because she
Also-
said that, they're not pressing charges.
Also, she had told me that day that morning when I messaged her and I said, hey, the police are here. The dog does not have food or water. We're taking it. She said, we're on our way now to take it to Du Bois County. Molly said that Du Bois County is only by appointment only right now because they're full. I called Du Bois County. I said, have you heard from this person? She said, let me check all the emails. Let me check all the phones. Let me check the appointments. Had never
no, it
heard
was a
from her.
lie.
That dog was not going to leave.
It was an excuse to get out of paying a fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
Also, the other thing that needs to be looked at when situations like this come is it is illegal to have a dog without a rabies vaccination.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that dog did not have a rabies
Right.
vaccination.
And there is ordinances about non-immunized dogs.
there's ordinances about being in dirty,
Is there?
yes,
Environments.
yes, a bunch.
I didn't know
I've
that.
been doing
It
some
doesn't
reading.
look like that
To
garage
me,
is
that
still
dog
been
was
cleaned and
abandoned.
touched. You
It was.
It
Yeah.
was an abandoned dog.
Yes.
It was abandoned.
And
That's,
given
It was
somebody,
abandoned and it was neglected. It wasn't.
It had not been
Properly
in
cared for.
Yeah, they told that officer that the dog has been in there for a few days. You don't smell the
That dog
garage.
lived
maintain a sanitary manner of the premises occupied by the animal, whether the animal is kept in a structure, fence pen, fastened, hitched, or leashed. The urine and feces has to be cleaned up.
that's going to end.
So
We
I
have
think
ordinances,
these
but we don't have
people are-
anyone to enforce them.
I think, right, and I think some of these are repeat offenders and they know what to say and how to maneuver to get out. Because just like Mo, he's an adorable dog. He's a collie mix. He's a puppy.
I've seen him. He's
He's
pretty.
a sweet little boy.
It's the same people that get, every one of them sees, oh, that's a cute puppy. And then as soon as it poops in the house twice, it goes out on a chain out back.
And I wouldn't be too surprised if they don't have another puppy.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
the only reason they had to be out of that house.
Right.
They were renting it. They had to be out of the house by the next day.
Yeah.
They were like, "Well, we have a dog in our garage. We're
Well,
gonna
you
go
don't
to
give someone 8 or 12 hours notice that
Yeah.
that's no notice.
Oh, she did contact me, and it was that night, the night
Yeah.
before, and I said, "Well,
Yeah.
what do you want me to do?
Mhm.
I'm not open, and I don't really. Me in taking animals not open right now is taking away
From yes.
me doing my duties
Right.
to get the place
Mhm.
open.
And
Right.
you're exactly right. Don't until you are physically ready and able. Don't. I mean, you guys agree? People, you're not open.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying, and
It's
I
on a restricted.
and I
Yeah.
hate saying that.
Well, that's just
But
the way
it's
it is.
just-
We got to get ready. Everyone's happy with that all the responsible pet owners in the county are happy with the forward progress that you guys are making, that you guys have made, getting things going. I can tell you just from experience, I mean, I'm new to this, but everyone's happy with the way things are going because we're seeing progress. So don't take on more than you can deal with because it's going to come.
Oh, yeah.
When you open, it's going to come. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But I believe we have people here that's
Everybody
going to,
wants somewhere to take dogs.
yeah,
But then they don't care about what happens to them
Right,
afterwards. They
right.
just, well, here's this
oh,
stray that we found. Can't wait to get the shelter open so we can drop it off. At
that's
the shelter.
exactly the way it is, and that's what it's going to be for a while until we can figure out a way to make
You gotta
these
get a
same
handle on
people quit getting animals because that's not going to work for them anymore.
Right.
Also, there's
You got to be accountable.
Yes,
And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come
yeah,
because I'm hearing a lot, and I
Yeah.
want to pass that information on to you all. So,
Well, when it starts costing people money just to have an animal in our county, maybe then they'll quit having animals. You know,
I totally agree.
if you're paying a little bit of a fee every year or whatever to have an animal, maybe you don't want an animal.
Well,
Or if you're not allowed to put it out on the chain because it's going to cost you money, you're going to have to build a fence or get an electric fence or something more humane, or you get fined, it's going to cost you money. Maybe you quit getting an animal because you didn't even want to begin with.
Well,
That's the way I feel
animals
about it.
do cost money.
Right.
That's
they
what
do.
people just.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's part of the problem is it's not realized the
They don't-
expense
Right.
Until it's an afterthought.
Right.
And
And the training
right.
to actually have an animal you enjoy, it takes some effort.
Oh, a lot.
Right.
Yes, it does.
Are we
So
talking
my
about
ne-
pet tax?
I mean, I would
We had it
be
years
all,
ago.
yes, we did. And I'd be all on board for it, 100%. And I got, we got 7 dogs.
I think if
We got 6 dogs and a neighbor dog that we love. I'd pay for that one too. But you know what I mean? I'm on board for it. I hope you guys would consider it.
We just have to get farther into,
Mhm.
Yeah, because if we do that, isn't there something with, isn't there something with the state though? You have to, in order for us to charge a fee, we have to have something we pay the state or something.
I'm not for sure.
I thought Jim was saying something about it. We'll have
I
to do a little
can't,
more research, but I think,
Comment on that because I don't know.
yeah.
So my next topic that I want to bring to you all and see if we can get this in the works is the Amish coming over here from Kentucky and
stand back up for this one.
and setting up and selling puppies. They were here a couple months ago and was selling golden doodles.
Have since bred again.
Since bred again, and I guarantee it's the same mom. They were here on a Friday. Saturday morning, I get a call that a golden doodle is showed up on 30th Street in Tell City.
Golden doodle puppy.
Golden doodle puppy.
Mhm.
Now, do you want to know what this feller said when he was questioned about it?
Which fella?
Jacob Yoder,
Okay,
because I got his information too.
yes,
I
good
did
for
some,
you.
we got some good recon work. So when we were talking to him, he said, well, then I guess somebody that bought that puppy Friday just didn't want it and got rid of it.
Yeah. Okay.
At the price of what?
Yeah, right.
So I was told 800.
Yeah, they're pretty
I went,
expensive.
honey, this was like, I don't know how long ago it was. I went, and he goes, well, we only got one left, and I'd probably let it go for
Well, yeah, one left. He probably was.
How
400.
much?
400.
Okay.
It was the last one we had left. And I said, well, I just was trying to check out the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So these puppies,
$800 for a dog at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, well, these puppies that he had, there's 3 of them, and they're brown. They're cute as can be. He wants $575 for those, and that just blows me away.
Did you ask him were these animals immunized?
I did, and he said that they are.
Did he have paperwork?
He said that he did.
But he didn't produce it.
No, he
Well,
did not.
He don't have to her.
If she's interested in a dog,
Yeah,
she has
but
to
if
have-
we had some, that's also in that section.
Well, he didn't
too.
know. He didn't know who I was.
Right,
Right,
but we could, if an animal control officer asked for it, as if he had his permit or license,
Well, I think
and we approve the permit. I mean, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that was something in section 2 that got taken out.
Mhm.
that's what
That
I
could be
wanted
beneficial to us.
to bring to you all is I think if someone is going to come in our county,
Mhm.
especially from another state,
Mhm.
that they should have to pay a
Oh,
permit.
Right. Well,
To
even
sell
people
the
in our
dogs.
county.
You should have to get a permit to
Mhm.
sell puppies
Absolutely.
in this,
Alongside the roadways.
alongside, yeah.
Now, I don't have
Well,
a
I'm-
problem with breeders out
Yeah,
here
right,
that take care of their animals.
right.
They immunize them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that
Right.
whatsoever. They're responsible.
Yep.
But bringing them across the state line,
I thought
And
there
sell
was
'em on
something
the side of the
illegal
road.
about, I mean, you can't,
you have to have permits to
Yeah.
own have breeders, to be breeders.
but taking an animal across state lines.
Oh, yeah,
Even if
that's,
you have
that's
a permit,
totally,
Does somebody come to check out the conditions?
that's
No.
totally not good there. And, as far as those dogs have to be immunized, they have to produce,
Well, he told me
papers.
that they could be this is what he told me. He said they could be registered, and I've got them registered. And I said, well, they can't be AKC registered because they're
Can't be-
golden doodles. Are you talking about C case? And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, okay.
mhm.
And he was still not picking up on what I was questioning. And he was like, so are you interested in one? And I was like, well, let me think about it. And that's when I said, let me think about it. Can I get back to you? How can I find you?
Yeah.
My question here is, why are they bringing them across the state line? Why don't they stay in Hancock County with them?
Mm-hmm.
Because they have no law over there that says they can't do it. They can sit on the road anywhere and do it.
Well,
We
they
don't
probably
have-
done sold all they can sell over there.
There's more traffic than here.
You know, they
Well,
probably,
he did say that the market was low. And I think maybe that's why they were $5.75. And I said, well, the market's kind of flooded with them now. They're the next shelter
yeah,
dog.
next big thing.
They're the next shelter dog.
Mhm.
So what we need to do is add to the ordinance some type of a permit that would be countywide with each city. See, each city's gonna have to adopt this because that is the city of Tennessee. What's to say they couldn't go to Troy or set up a Canton or anywhere
I thought,
to do this?
why couldn't we have a whole county ordinance?
Well, because what we're going to do on these county ordinances is a little bit further on. We're gonna try to revise this county ordinance and make it adaptable to each city.
Right.
But at the top, it'll be just mirrored off that. And then it will have like the city of Tell City, the city of Canton, the city
Okay.
of Troy. But I have to present it to their
Right.
city councils and let them adopt it and make it. That way it's easier on law enforcement. Instead of having 4 different ordinances there, they can go to
They
one
don't know what
ordinance.
rule.
Mhm.
Right. But that needs to be put in there that a permit needs to be purchased.
Yeah.
Through whatever city you're gonna sell these in. Or county, which would be here.
Yeah, and they would
And
have to, the way,
What we need to do is make that permit so costly
yeah,
It
that it's not gonna be
deters.
worth their while.
Right. it
yeah, especially if
deters.
it's an out
Yes.
of state or out of,
And then
out
when
of
they
county
do,
person.
Well, I mean, just
apply.
like when you buy a fishing license, if you're out of state,
right,
you
It
gotta
costs so
pay.
much
You
more.
gotta pay dearly.
right.
and then whenever they do apply for this permit, which would be here at the county courthouse
Yeah,
or city hall at one of the cities, they have to produce papers
yeah,
to show that they have been immunized. They have to show on the dogs, they have to show
yeah,
how they're bred, the mother and the father,
yeah.
how many they have, how old they are.
Mhm.
Are you
Yeah,
producing
there's
a puppy mill
there's
here or
gonna,
what?
yeah, there's gonna be some, research before
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
just approved.
Yeah.
You can't just come in and pay your money
Right.
and, oh, okay, you got your way. No.
Right, and I understand that that's how they make a living. I don't agree with it.
But leave it across the state line.
Right.
You're gonna have to pivot
Mhm.
and make your money someplace.
Well, and that's not our issue, is
Right.
how they make their money. Our issue is what's best for our animals in our county.
correct.
That's what we're here
Because
for,
I don't want a shelter full of golden doodles.
you know?
And that's what the shelters are becoming is golden
Mhm.
doodles.
We want our shelter to be not even all the way full all the time,
We
you
want our
know?
shelter to be empty.
Yes.
You
And-
have to crack down on it.
And when one of our dogs get loose, it has a place to go, and then you scan it and you call me and say, Tanya, I found your dog, and I'm great.
I'm on my way.
Dang it, now I owe you $50. You know, like-
We have to make it harder on breeders, for sure.
Yeah.
We want to cut down the amount. I mean, I had to
Yes.
drive 4 hours to get my dog from a
Right.
reputable breeder.
Yeah.
Where I saw the mom, the dad, the
Right.
papers for the mom.
And
the
that's
dad,
that's
all the
okay.
papers for the puppy, the AKC papers.
Right.
So that I would love to see that stopped.
That's gonna be,
I would love to see him not there on Fridays.
yeah,
I think we just talked about that last month.
Yeah.
that was brought up last
Yeah,
month.
it's been brought up. But how do we go about this? I mean, do we?
we're gonna have to add it to the ordinance and let Attorney Foster. See, that's what I'm waiting on, all the changes that we want to make in this ordinance, either take out
Or put in?
I need to have them written down
Okay,
by page
okay,
and whatever, and send him the book, the animal control ordinance,
mm-hmm,
and say, this is what, and with the paper, and it says, this is what we want changed.
Yeah.
Could you change this?
Mhm.
And have him draw up a new one, then I will take it to all the city council meetings and say, if you're on board with this,
Yeah.
here it is.
And I think they will be. I think everybody
Yes.
wants
Well, they're not making any
wants
money
the
off of these
same.
people.
Well, and I think everybody wants the same ordinance.
Yeah.
Right.
So we just have one ordinance to go and look at,
Mhm.
and
Correct,
instead of Troy having
right,
their
what we're
own
working
page
for.
and Cannleton having
Yeah.
2 pages,
right,
right,
exactly. Yeah,
Just
just
make it-
one book.
the same across the board.
that's
for
right.
all- for-
And just at the top, instead of the Perry County Animal Ordinance.
Yeah.
City of Tell City, City of Troy,
Right.
City County,
Mhm.
just mirror off of each other.
Yep.
And Attorney Foster said he would do this, but he has to know what to take out, what to put in.
Well, then, yeah, I mean,
We just need to get it drawn up,
yeah,
what we want taken out and put in.
yep.
And the sooner the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree because I'd like to see all this stuff in writing and ready to go
Mhm.
when she opens.
Right.
Which, do you have a approximate date?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
quit-
okay.
I quit giving
Yeah,
because it was just disappointing.
yeah,
Because it's not, I'm playing with the contractors.
mhm,
And when I can get them to do what they're supposed to do and show up when say they're going to show up,
right.
God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's been the biggest
They're
delay. But we're
making forward
It's moving
progress,
now.
but yeah,
this week has been the biggest.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, so how much more work do you have? Like, different contractors, I guess. How many more different jobs are there?
Roof
They will be there
in
in
June.
June
Good
to
deal.
recoat.
Gutters, and those are going to be on after the painting.
After the
And then we move to the inside, the kennel areas,
He's supposed to be working me up a quote on that.
and then I'm going to start painting tomorrow.
And then also,
And the
elec-
cleaning company's there now, and they're cleaning.
Yep, the
Good deal.
electrical people for the exit signs,
Mhm.
to bring it up to code for the fire marshal. He's giving me my quote tomorrow.
Good deal.
And the door in the back, Tony said as soon as it comes in, he will have it he will put it up.
Wonderful.
So,
Typical waiting game on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
and that's what, I mean, yeah, so
But it's moving
the,
along better
the
now
cleaners
than
are
what it was.
there.
Mhm.
That's huge for me.
Mhm.
It's huge for me because they're getting all the mold out.
Mhm.
And then I can go in behind them
Right,
and paint.
right.
And then after paint, then they're gonna come in and do the floors.
Right.
He was gonna come today to do the floors. I said, no.
If you don't care, I'd like to stop down by there sometime and check it
Sure.
out, see what all's going on, what you need, and maybe we can talk about it. if
Are
I
you
can get you some
still-
help.
In need of paint.
Yes.
Okay. How much do you estimate that you're gonna need in paint?
A bunch.
You got a certain color, a certain type, a certain
Bunch.
something?
I'm going with, like out in the lobby, blues. I just want it bright.
Make a list.
Yeah.
And maybe send it to someone. We have lots of friends wanting to donate. We let you
I know
send
Jordan, did you
Mhm.
see that
big
message today?
About
She,
the paper and,
yeah,
yeah.
People are already donating.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's,
It's amazing how the community is pulling together.
Well,
This-
they want it.
this community is,
Desperately begging.
but it's very heartfelt and it's overwhelming.
It's humbling.
What everybody has done.
Mhm.
Well, now I'm going.
It's a lot. It's a lot for,
I wanted to bring before the board. I know Julie's not here, but we can still have a vote on this. I know we have money in our account for education.
Mhm.
We're 5 months into the year. We do know that we cannot get this lady to come back in, correct?
Correct.
I would be willing, and
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion,
What lady?
The PEP
pet
thing.
program where she
Pet
comes in
education program.
and goes to the schools.
Oh, okay.
She's not gonna
She
be
did
able
for
to
2
do it.
years in a row.
Okay,
Prairie Central, Tell City, and Candleton.
okay.
She was really good about as far as getting kids interested and teaching them the basic concepts of owning a pet. It's just not,
The responsibilities
yeah,
and
you
that.
gotta feed it, you gotta water
That's
it, you gotta
great,
take
yeah.
care of it.
I was wondering if we done anything like that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
She
but-
can't come
and then
in.
after COVID, that kind of
Yeah,
It
right.
just fizzled.
gone, fizzled out.
Well, we got
Life
more
is long.
bigger fish to fry.
Well, what I would like to do is make a motion for this group here. And I've already talked to the commissioners about this, and they said they don't have a problem with it because it's all going towards the same goal.
Mhm.
Is to take about $1,700 to $2,000 of that money that is in our account, transfer it over to Molly's account where she can buy paint.
Yeah.
Because paint is $55 a
Yeah.
gallon
it's $55 a
thing.
gallon.
for good paint, and we want something that's gonna last.
Yeah.
So I wanna make a motion
Yes.
that we can do that. We'll still have a lot of money in the account, in our account. But this is all going toward the same goal,
I second
to
it.
get this
Yeah.
shelter open.
Yes.
The faster we can get that open, the more we can do later.
Right.
Right,
That's our first line of defense right
Right.
now, you know.
but, they've told me that it's fine to go ahead and do this, because it's going toward the same end product. So-
I'm on board.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and spend the money towards that.
Okay, so I'll have that money transferred over into your
Mhm.
account, so you can buy paint.
Good
Thank
deal.
you. And I will spend local.
Well, that's
I'll
good.
keep it,
Yeah.
I will keep it
For
local.
other things.
I will keep it
Actually, what
local.
you could do probably is what I'm thinking is maybe stop at Bernie Bowers there on
Mhm.
12th Street and talk to him or I can and set up an account there
Yeah.
and just have
Run a
him,
bill.
you get what you need and then I'll have him turn it in as a claim
Okay,
at the end of the month.
I can talk to Bernie.
Okay. And tell him that it's been approved and he can file a claim with the auditor at the end of next month. Will that be?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm wanting to get paint on the wall tomorrow.
Okay.
Some, yes, I'm
So do
wanting to get.
you want to stop and talk to him or you want me to?
I can talk to him.
Okay, and tell him if he has any questions, contact me and we'll get that going. So that'll take care of your paint.
That would be wonderful. That's a huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a big relief.
Yeah.
They did get all the front painted today.
It is painted. Okay, good.
The
Did you have a
roofs-
bid for that? So you already know what the bill's gonna be on
Yes.
their
Yes.
part? Good deal.
Yes.
Mhm.
So how much money is in our budget? I don't even.
$5,000 is what the Animal Welfare and Control Board has
For this whole year?
for the year. They get 5,000 a year.
Okay.
But the money that's being used on the shelter right now is in a restricted fund that can only be used
Different.
toward maintenance
Okay. I got you.
the shelter itself.
Is that where like that money that we raised and all that $3,000 that Counting didn't have, where's that money? That's
I don't want to go into that right now.
maybe,
Um, But
So, we was going to do a local drive, which we did one time before for the animal shelter.
Mhm.
Are you guys in need of, like, we did a blanket drive once,
Mhm.
like a whole truckload of them,
Oh, wow.
maybe something like that, would that be useful?
Absolutely. I know, like right now, we go through. I'm going through a lot of laundry detergent, a lot of bleach. I'm going through a lot of wet canned dog food
Oh.
because I have some odor in their teeth. So I'm feeding them some.
The elder, or no, not elder, the senior feed.
Yeah, so I'm feeding them some wet, and then wet cat food. That's what I'm seeing that I'm cycling through a lot.
Mhm.
So how many animals do you have down there?
I just got rid of one today. Yeah, Molly. Yeah, the Shih Tzu went to her permanent home. I have 4 dogs and 2 puppies, and then I have 4 cats and a mama, and then her babies, and she's got 4 babies.
For a shelter that's not even open.
You betcha.
Don't take in anymore.
You betcha.
Don't.
You betcha.
You concentrate on the shelter.
That's
What else?
and that's what
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I hired somebody, because before I was doing it me, and I was like,
And I've met her employee, and he is something else. He's really
Handy.
a sweet guy,
Good.
and he cares. He has a passion,
he's good with the animals.
and he's good with the animals.
He's
That's-
really good
That's
with
the
the
main
animals,
thing, man.
and they are good with him. They respond really well to him. So I think he's found something that he's really good at.
Mhm.
So we're gonna foster that.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I think that's all that I have for you all.
Did you get the water leak fixed?
Yes,
Okay.
Mark came. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. He
Mhm.
came and fixed the water leak.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done big things this week.
Yep. I know it's been moving, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah,
So
it seemed
we
like
did-
it was dead
So
forever.
we had the yard. So we had the yard sale. Faye had the yard sale this past weekend. When I left there Saturday, her goal was $500, which I was impressed with that. I was like, $500 from a yard sale? Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's why I quit having yard sales, because I was not
Yeah, wait
successful. When I left Saturday, they had raised over $1,400.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's awesome.
And
That's
she
good.
said, she goes, now we're trying to get to 1,500. And I said, well, you're going to. And it's in memory of her friend,
Mhm.
Nancy Wheeler, who passed away. She was a resident here at Tell City.
Mhm.
So it's just really neat
Yeah.
that I just feel like Nancy's working in heaven.
Yeah.
You know, she loved animals and she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
So I got to meet her daughter, and it was emotional
Well, I'm sure.
meeting because, you know, of the situation. And I talked to Katie with the newspaper, and I just said, would you be interested in this story? I want to spotlight our community,
Good things.
Yeah.
them stepping up and doing these things like this.
Right.
I think people need to know
Yes, they do.
what's going on in our community. And Facebook's one thing, but to be honest, I can't
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook a whole lot. I'm
I
quick, and then I don't have the
Facebook
time.
thing.
Right.
Right. I don't have the time.
There's more negative than positive. That's for sure.
Bingo.
And I don't care what everybody has to eat all day.
No.
So I do want to spotlight these our citizens in our community that are doing
Right.
wonderful things and trying to get the shelter up and going.
Yeah.
So they're going to come. She's going to come Thursday to take a picture. She was here today to take a picture with 2 young ladies from Tell City, or I'm sorry,
Very Central.
I
Perry
did
Central.
see that. The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
That is
That was
pretty
really
cool.
sweet.
They
Raised
raised
$100, 50 cents at a time.
50 cents at a time. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
and I'm so proud
That's
of
some
them.
effort.
It is. And I told him, I said, that's huge. You raised
Yes.
over $100, 50 cents at a time. That's,
Yeah.
it's hard to raise money. And so
Especially this day and time when
Yeah.
things are so high and so
And they
ridiculous.
wanted to help the animal shelter. That's what they chose to do, was to help the animals.
Mhm.
And I just want everybody to know that
Yeah.
we've
Well, I
got some
thank
pretty
them.
awesome people in this
I thank
community.
them very much. Yes.
Yes,
Everyone.
thank you.
All right, well, we kinda, after the public comments, we pretty much got the progress of the animal shelter. taken
That's
care
great.
of. So, has there been anything brought up on the vacancy on the Camden?
I have someone very, very interested, and she's going to talk to Ralph Terry.
Good deal.
It is Karen Herzog.
Okay.
Lives in Canton, St. Louis Avenue, so she'll be a good one.
She has to put in a letter of interest
Yes.
to
Letter of interest. I'll let,
be on animal welfare and control and education.
I'll let her know.
Just,
Did you tell them too that you called that place and they don't have
Oh, yeah, the, Troy doesn't have a
chip scanner?
scanner.
okay, well, yeah, we couldn't remember if they had got one. I didn't think they had got one. I think
Right.
we pretty much kept it.
And who do we give it to at Troy?
I don't think we ever.
Do they have a constable?
For some reason, I thought it was just more or less sheriffs and, sage. I know, I got
City
to
and
thinking,
sheriffs?
city and the sheriff's department.
Well, we're gonna have
Them
to,
three, because I don't remember a fourth one happening.
I didn't know who you give it to at Troy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't think I got to thinking about that after that last meeting. I'm
We
like,
keep one at the Humane Society, we kept one ourselves.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I could be wrong,
She
but
would know, she's on the Humane Society.
does Humane Society have a
Scanner?
chip scanner?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
no.
I would have it.
Yeah.
I would have it if we did.
Molly, is there one at the shelter?
We have one in
Okay, good. That was the main
Okay,
thing.
that's what we were wondering
Yeah.
on. Okay, so we're covered on that.
Okay, good deal. Check.
All right, that's another good check on that one.
Look at the progress we're making.
Got two.
Hamilton?
Hamilton Police Department's got
And
two.
probably Tell City has.
So I think Tell City and Sheriff's got, I'm thinking they got three
Yeah.
So
apiece.
That's
be.
That's a
all of
bunch.
them.
So what minute the shelter open are we gonna be in communications about an animal control officer?
Budget is coming up in August. And I will talk to Molly before then.
I would like to see one, and I mean, it's
Well,
kind
yeah,
of,
Well, the cops show up and when people call them about the animals and they have to call Molly to come get them because they won't put them in their cars.
well, I can't even use, you're gonna
At
take
all
this
hours
one,
of the
Becky.
day.
Well-
Am I? She said I'm bringing up too much.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm being overwhelming.
No,
we
No,
do
we didn't.
need an animal control officer, so, we'll,
there was a vehicle bought for that. The animal control officer.
That's what I've heard.
So however that's gonna work out, I mean,
I'm gonna ask them about that.
I know I've read in these ordinances that it's our job to advise the commissioners on what we think needs done, and I would like to make a motion that we get an animal control officer.
Well, at least could we let the officers use the animal control officer
Vehicle?
instead of making Molly come into town from Leopold?
Exactly.
we have a problem with, or an issue with the vehicle. I've been told nobody knows where it is. I've been told what vehicle, and I do remember when a vehicle was purchased for that main purpose. But now, that's been many years ago, so I don't know. I can't sit here and say where it is. Do we have one? I don't know. We did, but I don't know where it's at.
Not anymore.
Yep, and that could be, something that could be fit into the budget, or, if we have surplus vehicle in the county, that could also be, used for something like that, for an animal control officer. We'll just have to, check into some things and make sure that we're doing it all legally.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
The Humane Society would really like to see the animal control officer as well.
Sure. The
Oh,
whole
we know
county
Jim's
would.
brought that up many and numerous times.
I think a lot of people's on board for it nowadays.
Yes.
Look, yeah.
And with the shelter opening, it don't seem feasible not to have one.
Yeah.
And they would work under
Shelter part of it, so.
Shelter was
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shelter was the big
Right.
picture.
thing, the big thing, and it was in the center of the circle, and we have to get the center in order to.
Well, we had a lot of resistance before too with the animal control officer. Everyone saying we didn't need one. We
have nowhere
do.
for one to
We
go.
do need one.
Yeah, but now we got a place for one.
And they would work
Yeah.
under Molly also.
Yes.
I'll be your animal control officer.
Good deal. Well, apply.
We gotta get it approved first.
Yeah, right.
So what's next?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that was the CAD report I gave you.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. That one. Yeah, let me see that name.
Okay. Animal control ordinance.
No.
Oh.
It was. Let me see it again.
A what now?
Oh, nothing. Where's he? Oh, okay, that. All right. Has there been any bites from the health officer?
Not that I know of, because I don't have CAD reports for the month.
No, those are all old.
Yeah. Just looking at state. Okay, she did send us some CADs from. Let me see. This was all printed the 9th. Let me see when I went back to. It's a lot of. I guess this here is all April. Yeah, April's 2023 CADs. She sent us out in a PDF form through an
Mhm.
email. I never did really have time much to look through it yet to see. There's a lot of deer. That's only going to get worse with them being fallen in right
Yes.
now.
And people cutting hay and everything else.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be bad there.
Let's say there'll be some getting ran through a disc mine. Oh.
I know as of May 11th, we've had 177 CAD reports.
On animals.
And I mean, that's all animals. That's cow in the road. That's everything.
Yeah.
That was May 11th. As of May 11th,
Since May 11th.
this year.
Oh, okay.
That has
Yeah.
been.
So what about repeat offenders who allow their dogs to run off? And I'm not saying they allow them to, but I'm saying when it happens several times a month, you could, the 13 dogs.
Well, that's we have ordinances for them to be fined, don't we?
Yeah. Now whether the
But are
cop.
they getting fined?
Yeah, no, probably. Well, not that I know of.
You know, I think people deserve one chance.
Oh, totally.
But if it's continuous, just as this one on Bell Hollow,
Oh, yesterday,
that's no good.
there's a couple of dogs that live right next to the high school on 13th Street. And I know the girl that lives right across the street. I actually dog sit her dog, so I'm there all the time. And these dogs get out all the time. Last night they were out. The owners were sitting on the front porch, 100% aware that their dogs were just out and about. Their dogs were brought home, and they looked very frustrated that their dogs were brought home for probably the 16th time since the beginning of the year. I mean,
I know who you're talking about because they've been at the shelter twice.
Well, that's where the police are going to have to, until we
Get
can
into
get,
pocketbooks.
till we can
Yeah.
get a animal control officer or whatever. They're gonna,
They're calling Molly.
she's gonna have to quit going.
Yeah, they're going.
I mean, they called me all the time too. I used to have my name on the board for them to, because I didn't know about the animal control vehicle.
Law
They would
enforcement
call
just
us,
needs to take them to the
Yeah.
shelter. And put them in the outside
Yeah.
fence.
and then it'll be up to you to let them loose.
That's still going on.
Yeah.
Still seems like-
Say, I know in meetings that passed, we had brought that up. And we had talked about for every offense, increasing that bill at $25 a time.
Excellent.
Second offense, first offense, 25, second offense, 50,
Mhm.
third, 75.
And it should be extra if the dog is not wearing a collar with its name and phone number and address on it.
And they
Why?
also have to produce immunization records.
Mhm.
I know there's a girl in Johnson that they have fined her to death. Like literally, it's the.
But has she paid the fines?
Yes.
Where does she pay the fines?
I don't know. Because I got a call about her dog because, and I don't want to say who she is, but she has a couple of pit bulls there in Hamilton. And they're really nice dogs. They might eat a chicken here and there. I mean, I mean, but they're not gonna attack.
They wouldn't attack anybody.
Right, and they may attack, I don't know anyways. So the cops called me one day and asked me would I come and get her and take her home. So I did, picked her up, took her home. They find her again, and like he just said about the increasing, they increased hers. So I'm not sure why they're not doing it to everyone else. I think, and I'm pretty sure it was a lead, it's like, he's finding her today over these, at least. this
He
was
says
like
he's
a
getting
year
Yeah,
tired
that's
of it.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
he says he's tired of it.
Yeah, well, my mother has a couple of black labs that keep getting it. And he's like, Mark, I don't want to do it too long because I know she does everything in her power. But he's like, next time she's getting it too. And I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if the people want to keep paying, let them keep paying.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to quit doing their job. You just tell them to go get the animal control officer vehicle and take them to the shelter and you'll deal with it tomorrow. I mean, that's the best.
I go get it. When they call me, I go get it.
I don't anymore.
Oh, there's gonna come a time.
Yeah.
so what else have we got?
Okay, well, other than the CAD reports and stuff and spreadsheets from the CADs, new business. Has there been any new business? Well,
I think we
Molly's
just
pretty
come
much
up with
taken
all
care of
kinds of
that
new
too.
business. I have a question though.
Yes.
If we do adopt the animal control officer thing,
Mhm.
how do we go about that? Do we say we want it and then you'll take it to the commissioners and try to fit it in the budget? Is that
There's a process and I'll have to find out exactly what
Okay.
it is.
okay?
But once,
Good deal.
yeah, that would be the next thing to spearhead once the shelter
Yeah.
gets open, gets
Let's get that
feet underneath
shelter
of
open.
it.
Yeah, get some teeth and
Yeah.
meat first,
Right.
and then we'll go from
Go
there.
to the next step.
Mhm.
But
I
that
think
would
just
definitely,
showing when it comes open how valuable it is to our county.
Yeah.
There would even be maybe more reason to have one.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
Mhm.
Except for the fact that they're driving her crazy. She's not the animal control officer, and then that's what the cops are trying to use her for. Well, I mean, just dumb it down. That's how it seems.
I mean, I don't know,
You're right.
What's the
I don't know who
answer?
else they're gonna call except for law enforcement. And law
Right.
enforcement just needs to take,
But they're refusing to do their job. I mean, because isn't that what something said there? Whoever, the last time we revised in here, didn't it say that it's whoever you said was going to be act as the animal control officer? Right there. The provisions of this ordinance may be enforced by.
Mhm.
Well, those are all the people that's not doing it.
There's somebody that can tell us about budget for the animal control officer.
There you go.
Step up here. Come up here. Sonia,
How,
state your
how,
name.
Kelly Harding,
Kelly,
what you got?
how do we go about getting our animal control officer? Like,
In the budget.
yeah,
You can, if your board would make a recommendation for one, you can make a recommendation to the commissioners. The
Mhm.
commissioners could discuss it. If they think that's a good idea, they could recommend it to the council for funding.
Okay.
Um,
you're the council?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep, the budget session's coming up
August.
soon in the next couple months
Good
for
deal.
2024. It's already complete for 2023, so,
Right.
but that would, if that's something they want to pursue, that you would recommend, that they would agree to, that the council would agree to, if that process happens
Awesome.
and all those entities agree,
Then that can happen.
then it would allow some time to work out the ins and outs of that. So
Awesome.
that's how it works.
So we don't have to have a dollar amount. We need this. You guys
No.
will kind of figure that out along the way. Good
Yeah,
deal.
it could just be a discussion. I mean, if you have recommendations, I mean, I think that's what your board is supposed to be for. If you have certain recommendations, or if you just say, I think it's time that we move forward with something like this, you could send that to the commissioners. They could discuss it. If they think it's a good idea, send it to the council, maybe work together,
Good deal.
if that's something they want to pursue.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool. I feel better.
Right, okay, we were in at the new business at the time. Does anybody got anything else that they know of throughout the county that needs to be brought up or be addressed for the next month?
Oh, look at me.
Um,
I'm done.
Just keep us posted on how monthly progress, Molly, if that's fine. That would be terrific.
Can do.
Makes everything a lot easier on us, I'm
And I
guessing.
would on this animal from Bell Hollow, please contact Chief Hall and tell him to tell his deputies, do not release this animal.
yeah.
Yeah, that's,
We're gonna have a discussion.
yeah.
Okay,
Because
good.
that's gonna get really, if it's already this ugly, it's
If
gonna get
it's,
uglier
if it's
yet.
that ugly now, I'm afraid what might happen.
Sounds like it's getting to the point of
And that's
people's
why I wanted to
health
bring
and
it
safety
to
Mhm.
attention,
being
because
concerned.
Yeah, it's public safety there.
Yes.
Mm.
Especially came in that irate that they were.
Yeah, with threats and everything that
You're
can-
just a middle person. You shouldn't have to deal with that.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm not going to.
No, and I
You shouldn't
wouldn't.
have to. That's not your job to do that.
They'll see the other side of mine. That's- I don't know.
Well, hopefully things get better soon.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, like you said, it's gonna get worse before it gets
It
better.
will.
But we know this.
Well, we just gotta stick it out until
We know this.
we get everything lined out, and I believe everything in our county. One of these days, we'll be able to drive down the road and not see 50 stray cats. I believe that.
Well, we have to have people show up to the spay and neuter clinics with
Yeah.
Right,
cats,
correct.
Yeah.
even though we give it to them for $30.
Yeah. I mean, that is so true, what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm the one that organized the $50 rebate coupons.
Mhm.
We had 50 of them to give out, and we only gave out 16.
Yep. I mean, that's
And
unreal.
I was thinking that they were gonna give all 50 out. And when she
Mhm.
told me that they only gave 16, that was
And plus,
disappointing.
there was like a list of less than 10 people who had applied for and gotten assistance from Public Vet, so they weren't eligible for the coupons. But that's still less than 10 people plus the 16 coupons. I mean, originally there were 185 cats signed up, and only 86. Yeah,
It was 86.
That's what I was wondering is that decreasing those numbers about getting them fixed?
Yes.
Well, we only have
Increase
a
each
40 to
clinic.
50% turnout rate when we host these clinics.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is always to get at least 200 registered because we expect only 100 to show up.
All right.
I've asked why. Is it the cost? Is it transportation? Is it because you don't have a carrier? And nobody really wants to answer, even though it's always a cry for help with the stray cats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have traps. You can bring in feral ones. We've done.
How does that work then? If they bring in a feral one, they pay it and then get the rebate?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's for the clinics, yeah. So they, usually if you speak with Public Vet and you tell them it's a feral cat, then they'll just give it to you for
Right.
like $20-$30 anyways. But we just can't really seem to hone in on what the actual problem is. Is it the dates that we're hosting? Is it, people want to complain that they don't want to put in the footwork.
Yeah. Big
They will
talks.
not, I asked Public Vet, I said, I will trap.
Yeah.
I will trap some feral cats to bring them in. They said, no, it can't be an organization. The cat technically needs to have a person responsible for it in case we need, if we need to treat it for something, it has an infection, blah, blah, blah. We need to be able to call this person and say, is it okay? It's going to cost this much extra, blah, blah, blah. Or, you don't want to worry about it, but it can't be an organization. So, yeah, it's just a matter of getting people to do the things that they say they will.
All right.
Is there any other business come before the hand as far as like old business? Does anybody think of something from the past that we've talked about and needs to be brought up more or make any changes to?
No, I've learned quite a bit today.
It's a learning process. It's been,
Yeah.
I'm still learning after being
Yeah.
here
We all
4
are.
or 5 years.
We all are. I mean, it's just,
Every meeting's a learning meeting.
yes, it is.
Well, I mean,
Seems
just
to think-
understanding how like our county stuff works, you know, I had no
We
idea.
need to, at our next meeting, I would like to see what we need taken out or put into the new,
Yeah,
to the ordinance. That way I can get it to Attorney Foster and have
and
him
get it all under
get it-
one.
one book so I can take it to the cities,
Yeah,
hand them this book and say, this is what we have and we would like for your city to mirror off of what we have.
okay.
So, but you know, I have to have that with me before I can do anything.
Go through,
So if there's
create a
any,
common platform.
right, if there's anything in there, like, I think it's Troy's, it was written in 1993.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
only
it's just, it's old. And Tell Cities was in 2017.
17. That's the most current one. Up to
And I don't know about Kelton's, it was back pretty far too, you know, right here. It's,
Let's get there. We got behind.
From what I read, though, all of them, I mean, they're similar.
Yeah,
A lot of their stuff is similar but worded maybe different.
Tell
Yes.
Cities is only got definitions.
Yeah,
Yes.
And, you know, they need something that the officers or whoever can put their teeth in
right.
Mhm.
as far as violations and fines. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So like I say, next meeting we'll try to concentrate on these ordinances and trying to get them on one common platform
Right.
where
I
we
can
can
get
get
it
it
to the
sent in.
attorney.
so we can get it approved and legalized
Right.
Yeah.
or worded in the right way.
Because Attorney Foster said he would do that, just, you know, but he has to know what
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
That's all. Like I say, that's all that I think has been brought forward to us. Other than that, like I say, do I make a motion to make our next meeting, which will be June the 27th?
Yes,
That's what we had scheduled at here at 6
Yep.
o'clock.
right?
So I guess I'll make our next motion to close this meeting to order at, it's gonna be, by the time it's all said and done, 7:13 PM, Central Daylight Time.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion made, meeting is adjourned.
All right, thank you.